Hi everyone, I am Harshvardhan, an artificial intelligence engineer, and you are watching another web guy YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about conditions and if-else statements. And if you have not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Python supports the usual logical conditions from mathematics like equals to, not equals to, less than, greater than, that all you have studied in operators lecture. Using these conditions and if statement, you can let your program to take decisions. So, to understand the underlying concept of decision making in Python, we will use flowchart. What is a flowchart? A flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of an algorithm. In layman's term, it is a diagrammatic representation of step-by-step approach to solve a particular problem. At first, we will start our program and define a variable a whose value is 33 and another variable b whose value is 200. In this diamond block, we define our conditions. We will check whether b is greater than a or not. Depending upon the boolean output, true or false, our program will follow different path. If the value is true, we will follow this path, whereas if the boolean value is false, we will follow this path. Since b is greater than a, as b is 200 and a is 33, so it will print b is greater than a and then it will end the program. So at first we will define a variable a whose value will be 33 and another variable b whose value will be 200. And then we will check whether b is greater than a or not. If this condition is true, then we will print b is greater than a. Otherwise, we will print a is greater than b. This block of code will be executed if this condition is true. I will say condition is true, and this block of code will be executed only if this condition or any preceding conditions are false. We can apply various conditions using elif keyword. We will discuss this. If all preceding conditions are false. Let's run this. Here we got b is greater than a because b is greater than a, as b is 200 and a is 33. So at first we have started our program and defined a variable a whose value is 33 and another variable b whose value is 200. Again, in this diamond block, we will check for the condition whether b is greater than a or not. Here b is 200 and a is 33. So it will follow this path and it will print b is greater than a and then end the program. But if we reverse the values present in a and b, or you can say interchange the value, then a will have 200 and b will be 33. Now this condition will get false, so it will follow this path. Now here again we are checking, okay, b is not greater than a, but whether b is equal to a or not. If b is equal to a, that means b is 33 and a is 33, then only it will follow this path. But here we have defined a as 200 and b as 33, so it will follow this path and it will print b is greater than a. The elif keyword in Python is the saying that if the previous condition were not true, then try these conditions. For example, I will say a is 33, b is 200, and I will check whether b is greater than a or not. If yes, then print b is greater than a. And if this condition is false, then please check this condition. I will specify this with elif keyword. Elif B is equals to A. That means we are checking whether B is equal to A or not. So we will write print A and B are equal. Otherwise, we can write print A is greater than B. So here B is greater than A is our first condition. So our Python program will come here and check whether B is greater than A or not. Here B is 200 and A is 33. So it will print B is greater than A. Now I will reverse the condition and I will say B is say 20 and A is 33. Now at first Python will check whether B is greater than A or not. And it will find no, that's not, so it won't print this code. Then it will jump to another condition checking whether B is equals to A or not. If this condition satisfies, it will say A is equals to B. Otherwise, if this condition and this condition or any preceding conditions are false, then it will print A is greater than B. So let's run this code. Here you can see that A is greater than B because these two condition or all the above condition before else is false. Now I will say B is 33. Now you can see that A and B are equal because at first Python have checked whether B is equal to A or not. So this is false. Then it will come here and it will check whether B is same as A or not. It will find that yes, that's true. So it will print this line of code. There is some shorthand technique for writing if statement. If you have only one statement to execute, you can put it on the same line as the if statement. For example, I will say A is 200 and B is 33. Then I can say if A is greater than B, then print A is greater than B. Here I had only one line of code, so I can specify that in the same line as that of if statement. For shorthand of if else condition, we have print A is greater than B. Now we will check the condition if A is greater than B. So here this statement is for this condition. And then we will write else or otherwise print B is greater than A. So here we are checking whether A is greater than B or not. If the condition is yes or true, then it will print this statement or run this code. Otherwise it will run this code. So let's run this cell. Here we got A is greater than B because we have specified A as 200 and B as 33. This technique is also known as ternary operator or conditional expression. The AND keyword is a logical operator which is used to combine conditional statements. We have discussed this in the operators lecture. So here we will say A as 200, B as 33, C as 500. We will check if A is greater than B and C is greater than A, then we will print both conditions are true. So since A is greater than B, that means A is 200 and B is 33, and also C is greater than A as C is 500 and A is 200. So this line of code can be executed because both the conditions are true. The OR keyword is a logical operator and used to combine the conditional statements. We can run the specified code only if at least one of the conditions should be true. So I will say A is 200 and B is 33 and C is 400, and we will check whether A is greater than B or A is greater than C, and we will print at least one of the condition is true. Here we got the output because A is greater than B but not A is greater than C. So one of the condition, which is this, is true. You can also have nested if condition. That means if statement inside another if statements. So I will give a heading nested if, and I'll say x as 41, and I will check if x is greater than 10 or not. If this condition is true, then print x is above 10, and then we will check whether x is greater than 20 or not. If this condition is true, then only print it is also greater than 20. Okay. If this condition is false, that means this condition is false, then print but not above 20. So let's run this cell. Here we got output x is above 10 because x is 41, and it is also greater than 20 because its value is 41. So if we change the value to 11, you can see that we got but not above 20, because at first our Python will check whether x is greater than 10 or not. It will find yes, it is greater than 10, so it will print this statement. Then it will come here and check whether x is greater than 20 or not. It will find that no, that's false, so it will print the code present inside the else condition. One more important thing I want to discuss, that Python relies on indentation. That means white spaces to define its scope in the code. Like in any other programming language, we have curly brackets. Here we use indentation. So to give an example, I will just copy this code and put it here, remove this comment. Here you can see that we have an indented block. So this statement is inside if condition. If I remove this indentation, you can see that we will get an indentation error, because this if statement cannot be empty. So to specify the scope, we have to give a tab or 4 spaces. It's better to use tab here. As I told you, if statement cannot be empty. But let's say for some reason you want if statement with no content, then you can use pass statement. So I will say A as 33 and B as 200, and we will check whether B is greater than A or not. Now I want to do nothing with this code, so I will say pass. You can see that I won't get any error, but this code haven't done anything. So that's all for this lecture. See you in the next one.